Hey guys, Eli here, and on today's video, we're going to be talking about how you guys can create wealth for yourself and potentially change your life forever. And let's start now. So if this is your first time watching and you like to talk about personal finances and mindset, make sure you start now by hitting the subscribe button, leaving a thumbs up, and also comment down on this video. And don't forget to hit that notification icon so you guys get future notifications of my future videos. And while you're at it, make sure you guys check down in the description below for some awesome free resources. And if you guys want to keep this conversation going, make sure you guys join the Urban Wealth Creation Discord and communicate with me there. So I'm going to show you guys 4 phases that you guys should focus on to actually create wealth. All right, now this is something that I've done, and right now I'll let you know at the end of this video what phase I'm currently on right now. Now, to be honest with you, and judging by the fact that I have no idea how this video is going to come out, but I do believe that this video is a very important video that you guys should really listen to. But at the same time, I already know out of every 100 person that actually watched this video, you may just find one that actually tries to do the program. And out of maybe every 500 people that actually watch this video, you may find actually one that actually accomplished and completes this program. Because to be honest with you, success, if you want to talk about success, that's hard. That's hard work. When people ask me, hey Eli, I want to build a YouTube channel, how did you do it? I said, hey, I uploaded a video for the first 2 years of my YouTube career. I uploaded one video each and every day. And some of them said, hey, that's easy. And then they try it and they realize, oh my gosh, this thing is actually hard. Now, by all means, everything I'm gonna say is gonna sound easy until you try it and you realize, hey man, this is gonna take a little bit longer than I expected. This is gonna be a little bit hard. Now it's up to you at that point to be like, you know what? I want to change in my life and I want to actually try this and actually finish this. Not just try, I want to do this and accomplish this and go through it. Or you can say, hey, you know what? I'll give it a try. Oh, it doesn't work out. All right, let me just continue doing whatever I was doing before because this is too hard. So let's get into it. We have 4 phases and an extra bonus that should be done throughout all the phases. All right, so let's go into phase 1, and that is income. If you don't have the income, then that means you don't have the fuel that it will take to put the fire in your wealth creation machine. So when you're focused on your income, the first question you need to ask yourself is, do I have more income than I have expense? Now, once you write all that down, if you realize that you do not have more income than you do expenses, then you are stuck in phase 1. You cannot go beyond phase 1. Me personally, I was stuck in phase 1 for 10 years, but I didn't know I was stuck in that phase. I didn't even know what that phase was. I was just stuck in there saying, oh, whoa, it's me. There's gotta be a better way out there. There's just gotta be. And then I got the answer. Not from me, from a millionaire friend that took the time to invest his time and knowledge into me. Never asked him for a penny, never gave me a penny, but he gave me millions of dollars worth of information. So you write down your whole entire income and you write down all your monthly expenses, and then you have to ask yourself the question, do I have more income than I do expenses? The more income that you have, the better. Now, this is the part of your life when you're like, hey, you know what? Let me look at all my expenses. Do I really need this? Can I live without this? All right, let me take that away. Let me cut down this bill. All right, what can I do to get this bill a little bit lower? Just so I can free up some income, so I can free up some cash to have. Now, if you've done that and you realize, hey, you know what? I'm still not getting by. I still don't have the amount of income. I still have more expenses than I do income. Then you have to look at something else. You may have to get your income or get your money game up by switching to another job, getting more money than what you're receiving right now. Oh, yeah. That's a tough one. That's really a tough one because really you're going to have to switch industries. You may have to go get out of your comfort zone. Now, you can stay there and just deal with that, or you can just go through the growing pains and just get out your comfort zone and go ahead and do that. Or you can go ahead and see if you can start up your side hustle, get a side business. But until you have that mastered, you are stuck in phase 1. And if you can't figure that out, then you don't even have to watch the rest of this video because you can't go into phase 2. And phase 2 being budgeting. You can't properly budget if you don't have the right income to satisfy your budget needs. So you can't leave phase 1 and go into phase 2 until you master phase 1. So let's go into phase 2. Like I said before, budget. Now, budget builds discipline. Budget builds discipline, the discipline you need to make sure, hey, you know what? You can control your impulse buying. Hey, you know what? Maybe I won't go for that $5 cup of coffee every day. I'll figure out a way to live life on a budget. Now, when you're setting up a budget, you take all your monthly expenses, you write it down. You see, now that you're in phase 2, you have the right amount of income to set a proper budget. Now, instead of saying, hey, I make $1,000 a month, I'm gonna take $500 or $600 or $700, and that's gonna be my budget on a month-to-month basis. And then I'm gonna take the rest and I'm just gonna save that. Now, what you wanna do is when you're budgeting, make sure you budget in your debt too. You wanna make sure you pay that off, whether it be $100, whether it be $50. I don't care if it's just $10, as long as you budget in that debt. And also, when you're writing down your budget, I want you to do the first thing. Before you put down your bills, before you write down all your expenses, the first thing that you should put is pay yourself first. And that's a personal bill to you that you're gonna write. You're gonna pay yourself first and be like, hey, I'm dedicating $10, $100, all right? I'm dedicating this amount of money to paying myself first, and I'm gonna keep that right there. Then I'm gonna put the bills, the rent, all that, blah, 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 all that. Now, once you have all that, you have to stick with that budget and try to stick with it for the next 6 months. Don't cut corners on yourself now. The reason I say 6 months is so you can build that proper habit. Like, once you have that habit, like anything that comes, it's gonna be hard to actually break that habit. You're gonna be like, oh, no, you know what? No, I only have $700 a month to actually set aside. Nope. Now, once you have that, you're good. But now you wanna make sure you're able to do that for the next 6 months. All right, and not just, hey, 6 months and okay, I'm done. I did it for 6 months. Let me go ahead and go spend crazy. No, that's just to build the proper habit for you. And then going on after 6 months, you can go to the next phase. But until you master that for the next 6 months, you guessed it, you cannot get out of phase 2. Now, you can be stuck in phase 2 for even long, maybe even 2 years, 3 years. But until you master that budget for 6 months straight, and you feel confident in yourself to actually go to the next phase, and you're like, yeah, you know what, I got this mastered. I'm confident in myself. I have budget mastered. Then you can go into the next phase. Now, the next phase may be a little bit hard for a lot of people, and that is building up your emergency fund. 6 months, at least 6 months of your entire expenses in a month, you have that saved up for 6 months. Unless you have a huge amount of income to pour into that, it's gonna take you a little bit long time. It's hard enough to budget your expenses for 1 month, and now you have to build an account where you have to have your entire 1 month of expenses in an account times 6. Again, until you have that, you cannot properly go into phase 4. Now, of course, you can go into the next phase and not have the 6 months worth of emergency fund, but let's say you go into the next phase and then something happens where you lose your job, or hey, you have nothing. Now, that right there can set you back drastically, because now you don't have enough money to take care of your expenses. You have to make sure you pay the rent, you have to make sure you feed the family, you gotta make sure you put food and a roof over your head. Well, not the food part, but the roof over your head and food in your mouth. Something like that can potentially knock you all the way back. All your hard work, your budgeting, all of that can kick you back all the way back to step 1, and you have to start all over. So, like I said, you can go to the next phase without building your emergency fund, but that is a risk that you're willing to take. But let's go into phase 4, and that is invest and build a second source of income. All right? Invest and build your second source of income. Now, for me personally, I have my savings account. I have about 12 months worth of emergency funds. Unless I'm saving for like a house or a car or a vacation, I'm not saving any more money outside of that. That's my emergency fund. That's the only cash I'm gonna save. Because honestly, when you're saving money, we all know inflation is gonna go high. You're gonna lose money in the long run. So I don't save beyond my 6 months worth of emergency. But what I do is invest. I invest. Now, this takes research. I don't just hope, okay, you know what? Everybody's talking about Bitcoin. Let me just go ahead and dump money into Bitcoin. Oh, what? People's talking about precious metals. Let me take my money and put it into precious metals. What? What stock? Tesla? Nikola? Okay, cool. Let me just take my money. Don't know nothing about the company and then dump the money in there. No, I had to do my proper research. Guys, if you guys get nothing from this video, you guys should get a lot from this video. Forget what I was about to say. But if by some case you get nothing from this video, always do your research on any investment that you're gonna do. Make sure that you have to do enough research to be like, oh snap, you know what? You can't wait. Here, take my money now. Until you feel that confident in an investment, then no, you shouldn't. Now let's go into build the second source of income. Now, if you build the second source of income, this should practically bulletproof you from your job. If anything happens, you get injured, let's say they get laid off, or let's say a pandemic happens and that job is no longer around, you have a second source of income backed by an emergency fund to make sure, hey, maybe you're able to go for a good 8 months, 12 months, a year and a half. And with the help of online technology, there's so much ways to make money outside of a job. And you guys would have to do it again. Do the proper research. Look at something you like doing, whether it be making a YouTube channel, whether it be selling stuff on Amazon, whatever it may be, figure it out and start on it, work on it. Now, let's say you did that and you have that done and you start investing, you learn how to do the research and you learn how to get a second source of income. What is it that you do after you have all that done? You're stuck in phase 4, right? There's no other phase. You just keep on going. You keep that going, all right? You got a second source of income. All right, cool. You invest a little bit more and you work on a third source of income. Once you got that done, you invest a little bit more. You work on a fourth source of income. And at the same time, you work on building the first one, and to the point where, hey, you may not even need your job no more. You're like, hey, you know what? I'm out of there. I don't want to deal with the stress and all that. Now, right now, I'm currently on phase 4. Now, the reason I say that is because I'm stuck in a dilemma right now, to be honest with you. I'm stuck in a dilemma. Me and my wife has been talking, and I've been talking around and asking people, and I was like, hey, I want to leave my job and just be a full-time dad, full-time entrepreneur. Just leave the job. And I was like, hey, you know what? I have 12 months worth of emergency funds saved up. I have another savings for me trying to buy my house. And I have a lot in investments. I don't think I need the job. And on top of that, my secondary source of income and my third source of income surpasses my job, the money that my job gives me, tenfold. Now, right now, it's just me being greedy because, of course, more money is better than less money. I'm just trying to find the right time. Like, hey, you know what? Hey, more money. I'm just grabbing more money because the more money I have, the more money I can just throw into investments, right? So that's my dilemma right there. But hey, like I told you, it took me 10 years to get out of phase 1. But it actually took me 2 years from when I realized, hey, I'm in phase 1 to get out of phase 1. And it actually took me 6 months to get out of phase 2, the budgeting phase. And phase 3, I started that when I was in phase 1. But yeah, I know you can't get out of there. You can't get out of phase 1. You can't get out of phase 2 and go to phase 3 until you finish the first prior phases, right? Correct. But at the same time, I was always saving money. I was always saving money within phase 1. Once I realized, like, hey, you know what? Hey, just in case I need to put cash aside. Now, when I got to phase 3, that's when I was able to solely focus on phase 3. But throughout the whole phases, I was always saving money, and I just decided, hey, you know what? Now let's just focus on that right now. Now I have enough, let's just focus on phase 3. Currently, I'm in phase 4 times 2. I have one source of income, and now I'm just working on the second source of income. Now, there's one thing that you need throughout all the phases. This is the glue. Listen to me now. This is the glue to the entire phase. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. This is what keeps them together, all right? I'm gonna give you guys a secret. Education and association, all right? Education and association. You have to educate yourself in what you're trying to do. You need to have people that's in your field or people that's doing what you want to do and associate with them and get education, certain stuff that you want to know what those millionaires have. Listen to me, guys. I paid $3,000 to associate with somebody for the next 2 years, a millionaire. I invested $3,000 to associate with a millionaire, multi-millionaire, just so I can have him in my back pocket. If I have any questions about anything, I can actually hit him up, send him a message, and within the next 24 hours, he'll get back to me. And also, he created a platform where we all can communicate with each other. So if I have any questions, I can't get it from him. I'm seeing this guy who's probably 2 steps, 3 steps ahead of me, and I'm just following. He's giving me some advice on what he's doing, and I'm like, hey, cool. Let me jot that down. So I'm learning. I'm still in the... I'll never stop being a student. I'll never stop education. And I always want to associate with the people that has what I want. And that's why I created a Discord, so you guys can associate. Now, let's be honest. I'm not a millionaire. So why would you guys want to listen to me? I'm not a millionaire. I'm just a guy who retired his wife and who has the option to leave his job and who has this much in investment, or who has 12 months in emergency funds. I mean, you guys don't want that. I mean, wait. All right, not sounding like I'm bragging, but I am not bragging. I am somebody. I am a role model for my 20-year-old self. I wish I had me right now to look up to. Not bragging. I'm not saying you guys should look up to me. Not saying all that. I'm just saying I wish I had somebody in my life at the age of 20 or at the age of 25, heck, at the age of 27, I wish I had somebody in my life that has maybe not $1 million. Of course, we all want $1 million, but hey, if he has $100,000, how did you get there? Because maybe that $1 million is a bit of a stretch, but that 100,000, I can see that. Let me get to that level. All right. Hey, once I get to that level, let's say I have $100 million. All right, how much you have? $100 million still? I went and got to your level still? All right, cool. Thank you for everything you've done. It's time for me to go on to the next person. All right, how to get 500 million. So I'm saying association and education is very key. Always associate. You want to create an environment for yourself, an environment conducive to growth. All right, that's the kind of environment. And if you want to be part of that environment, I do have a Discord. Check out the pinned comment down below and associate with some people who wants to get stuff done, whether it be precious metal, stock market, motivation, right then and there. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys right now. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this content, and also hit that subscribe and hit that notification icon so you guys get future notifications of my future videos. Yes, this video is over, but the conversation does not have to be. Make sure you guys join the Urban Wealth Creation Discord and chat with me there. Oh, that's why